Hey guys, welcome back to another video. In this particular one, we're going to be doing something a little bit linked to my last video. So if you watched the last video on my channel, I talked about how to find the easiest jobs in Canada. I hope you watched that video and you enjoyed it. In this particular one, we are going to be talking about the steps to take, a complete guide essentially to finding your dream job in Canada. So I've always been clear about this. Finding a job here is actually challenging. It is like every other place, there are challenges involved. But with this guide, with these step-by-step processes I'm going to give you in this video, I hope that I've kind of made it a bit more easier for you and that you'll be able to follow these steps to find the better jobs that you want to find in Canada. So if this is your first time on my channel, hi, my name is IJ and I'm a YouTuber based in Canada, and I hope you enjoy this video. So let's get right into it. So the first step in finding the perfect job for you, especially if you're a professional, is knowing your skills and interests. This is very, very important because Canada is a land of opportunities. There are so many jobs here, but you need to know the particular one that fits your set of skills, your interests, before you jump into searching for a job here, especially a long-term job. I would advise that you assess your skills, your interests, things that you're interested in, the kind of job that you can really do long term. Okay, and when you are considering this, you also need to look into the earning potential, like what kind of salary do these people earn over 5 years, over 10 years, over a long period of time. How much money could you be expecting? This is very, very necessary because you don't want to get into a career. I mean, you can always pivot your career, of course, but if you're looking for a long-term job, like something you know you're going to be doing for the next 10 years of your life, you want to know that at least the next 10 years I'll be making XY amount of money. Now, if you're looking at career, you need to consider your interests. They say that if you do something you love, you'll never work a day in your life. I don't know if that is true, but you definitely don't want to be stuck in a job that you don't like. You need to take a step back sometimes and consider, am I really on the right path? Is this job something I want to do in the next 20 years? Do I really want to do this job for long? Like, there are certain things that you need to look into, and a lot of people forget this. And that is why I'm here to remind you today that it is important that you look into your interests when you're searching for a job, and then of course your qualifications and your skill sets, something that you can do for a long time, especially if you're looking for a long-term professional job. So once you've assessed your skills / interests, the next thing to do is actually to prepare your resume. So whatever you want to call it, a resume, CV, this is the first thing that your potential employer would see. It gives the potential employer the first impression about you. This is why you don't need to make a mistake in this. Making a good resume is really, really important, and there are so many ways. Now, if you're in a new country like you're in Canada, you need to tailor your resume to the job market here. And now there are so many ways, there are so many online resources that would help you do this. That is why I advise that you take advantage of this. Make sure that your resume is actually on point. Like, go online, you would find so many ways to tailor your resume to certain roles, especially if you're looking into a certain career path. Possible, search online. I'm going to see if I can find a particular template, and I'm going to either put it here or in the description box for you guys to check out. But if not, I would advise that you go online. There are so many templates for making a good resume that I advise that you look into, so that you can tailor your resume, because this is what will give potential employers the first impression they have about you. And now this is where they're even going to decide if they want to give you a call back, if they're interested in hiring you. The kind of qualifications you have would also determine this. But if you are more qualified and your resume is not really arranged or is not properly put together, they might probably not even reach out to you. So you want to make sure that you create a good impression here. You want to make sure that your resume is as good as it can be, and one way to do that is to make sure that your resume is tailored to the Canadian job market. Okay, there are certain things that you should have in place on your resume, and I'll see if I can find a resume like that shows this and put in the description box for you guys. But if not, I would advise advise that you check online and then tailor your resume, putting in your best skills, your best qualifications, and then of course arrange it in a good, pleasing way. If you've had your educational qualifications like assessed by WES, or if you came here as a permanent resident or as a student, you also want to include that in the educational section of your resume. Your education and your credentials have been assessed by WES, and that way it will kind of give you a leg up. Now that you've actually built your resume, you've arranged your resume and it is in good shape, now is the time to start using job search websites for applying for jobs. Now there are so many in Canada. There is Glassdoor, there is Indeed, there is actually Job Bank, Canadian Job Bank, there is Worker Police, there is a lot of job search sites. But I would actually encourage that, while you set up a profile on these platforms, also look into building a LinkedIn profile. LinkedIn profile is such a great professional platform that you can look into, especially if you're hoping to connect with potential employers, people that are interested in hiring. They always post job listings on LinkedIn, and building a good LinkedIn profile would help you stand out among recruiters or other people looking to hire, like talent acquisition or the company HR or something. Like, you need to have a good LinkedIn profile. This is absolutely important. Okay, if you don't have a LinkedIn profile already, I highly recommend that you sign up and start building your LinkedIn as soon as possible, because LinkedIn can actually help you. You can even search for job postings on LinkedIn. Like, if you are looking for a job, there is a search filter on LinkedIn that you can filter jobs by your qualifications, your skills, by even location, and you can find the most amazing jobs on LinkedIn depending on what you are looking for and your qualifications. Okay, so you definitely want to apply to all of this. So when you find good job postings on either LinkedIn or these job websites that I already mentioned in this video, you just want to start putting your resume together and applying for these roles. Another thing to keep in mind is that you can actually upload your resume on all of these sites like Indeed, Glassdoor, LinkedIn. Actually, you can upload your resume, your professional resume, on all of these sites. So that is very, very important to do. But also keep in mind that once you put out your resume there for the whole world to see, you could actually be open to scams. Like, you could actually get in contact, or scammers could actually contact you pretending to be recruiters or something. So you just need to know and be careful with who you give your information out to. Also keep in mind that you can actually sign up for email lists, like get email notifications for any job that you're interested in, especially on all these websites. Like on Indeed, you can actually put email notifications for any job that you're interested in, so that when there is a new job posting about that role that you're interested in, or a particular career path or job, you can get notified via email. It is extremely important if you are looking for a job. So honestly speaking, networking is actually very important in your job search in Canada. You can't do without it. Okay, so you need to network, you need to find people. You can actually network through LinkedIn. I already talked about the importance of creating a LinkedIn profile and standing out in your profile, but now you need to actually network. You can reach out to potential employers on LinkedIn, create a connection with them. You can actually attend job fairs. Any job that you're interested in on LinkedIn, you can actually look at people already working there in the current role that you're looking into. You can reach out, send them a custom message, connect with them, and then let them know that you're interested in this particular role and this is what you're looking for long term, and just like hear how they were able to penetrate the job market, how they were able to get their particular jobs, and just like get tips from them. I've had some success with this. If you're applying for a particular role, you can look for people already working in that company and just reach out to them. They could actually help you with interview tips, or how to behave with or how to behave in the interview, certain questions on how to answer them, especially if they are already in the roles that you're applying to. This would really help you go a long way. They could even give you a heads up about things you should not do or things you should do in the interview, or how to appear or how to answer certain questions, it could really help you a lot in your job search. And I'm not underplaying this. You need to network. Okay, networking can really help you stand out, especially in Canada. If you're looking to get a job as quickly, a professional job, this is one of the major ways that you can do this. LinkedIn cannot be underrated. You need to use your LinkedIn well, reach out to people. Okay, see people that are in the organization and the roles that you're currently applying for, reach out to them, give them custom message, connect with them, and also make sure to keep that connection. Once in a while, go back and say hi, how are you doing, how's the job search going, how is your job going. Just keep the connection going. Let it not so that it doesn't fizzle out or you don't lose connection with them. But this can actually be effective in helping you connect with people and helping you find a job. So recommendation requests are also very necessary on LinkedIn. You can send this to a previous employer, previous boss, previous colleague, even your current boss, current colleague. Ask them to send you a recommendation, kind of like to just recommend you or endorse you for a particular skill. It just shows that you have a particular skill on your profile. Just ask them to recommend you in the lower section of your LinkedIn profile. This can actually go a long way in helping you also stand out on your job search on your LinkedIn. Okay, this is actually necessary. So if possible, get your previous employers, previous colleagues to help you do this. The next step is to start applying for jobs. So once you find a particular job that matches your qualifications, your interests, and your skill sets, apply. So this is very, very important. Start applying for jobs. And I know that it can kind of be draining and tiring, especially when you're applying and you're getting rejection mails or people are not really responding. But please trust me, it's a numbers game. You need to keep applying. The more you apply, the more your chances of getting that job or getting your perfect role is. You increase your chances. Okay, so you just need to keep applying, especially if you are new to Canada or you're trying to land your first professional job. You need to keep putting in applications. Now also remember that it is necessary to keep following up after an interview. So if you had an interview with a particular company or you were scheduled for an interview, after the interview, always remember to send them a short follow-up thank you message. Thank you for this opportunity. Thank you for reaching out to me. Thanks for the time. Thanks for taking out your time to talk to me. I really appreciated your time. That kind of thing kind of gives you, like, it leaves a lasting memory on the hiring managers or whoever was interviewing you. It kind of leaves them with a good impression of you, and it keeps them in their memory, keeps you in their memory, because that way they remember that you send them a follow-up message and they are still interested in the role. It just kind of gives you a good impression and it helps you stand out, especially in interviewing process or after applying for a job and you get interviewed. Standing out can really be necessary, and this thank you message can be a good way to do that. Okay, so remember that whenever you're applying for a role, you need to tailor your particular resume to that role. So you can have a master resume that you just update or remove certain things to fit a particular job you're applying for. This is so that you can get a callback. Now, you don't want to have a resume that you keep applying to everything. For certain jobs may require you to have a specific skill set or qualification, and if you can update your skills or remove certain things to fit into a particular job, this is just to help you increase your chances and just upgrade your level to make sure that they would reach out to you or you would get a callback. To yourself, to hiring managers, talent acquisitions of companies, even colleagues, HRs, anybody that can help you pitch yourself. Okay, once you see a job posting on job websites or job sites, you apply there. But after applying, you quickly go to LinkedIn and search up anybody that might be in that particular role that you're applying for, or in that particular company, or even a colleague or somebody that is directly connected to that job, and send them a message telling them that you are interested in this job and this is why you are best qualified, this is your skill set, these are your skills, and this is why you should be hired for the role. Now, this is going to help you stand out in your job search, because this can actually go a long way. You send them a custom message telling them that you're interested in this job and ask them for a referral. Now, this is where your LinkedIn profile comes in, because if you have a good LinkedIn profile, or your LinkedIn profile is actually okay and really nice, the colleague might respond and then decide to refer you for that particular role. A lot of jobs here in Canada are gotten by referrals. I've said this before and I'll say it again. A lot of jobs here are actually gotten by referrals. Now, if you're able to get somebody to refer you for a job, you are going to be above. It just kind of makes you above all of the hundreds of other people applying for that same role. Now, what can you do to make sure that your LinkedIn profile is good? Like I already said, you need to upload your resume. Make sure that your skills and qualifications are up to date on your LinkedIn. This would help you make sure that if you are asking someone for a referral, they will look at your profile and they will say, okay, this person looks like they're serious, they look like they could be good for the role, and they could actually refer you, and that would help you. Now, a lot of people might respond, a lot might not respond, but the important thing is that you might get somebody that responds, because companies do give incentives to their workers or their to people that work in a company for referrals. So there is a chance that a person would be interested in referring you because they get something out of it as well. And now you'll be getting a free referral for a job that you're interested in, and this could actually place you above all of the other people that are applying for this role. How good is that? Upscale and improve yourself. This is very, very important. This is the last but not the least point, but I wanted to end with this. It is not enough that you've made a fantastic resume. It's not enough that you put all your skills and all your prior qualifications and experience. You need to follow trends in the job market, in the job industry. Is there a particular software that is helping people right now do their jobs better? Is there a particular skill that you could actually add to your resume to make it look better? You need to upskill and make sure that you are up to date in the current skills that employers are looking for. If there is a skill in high demand, make sure that you learn it. If there is a software that you need for your job to make sure that you are doing a better job, learn this, even if it's just the basics. Okay, this would help you have an edge over other people applying for the same roles that you are. Now, I'm not saying that it's going to automatically make people hire you, but at least if recruiters or if HR managers see this on your resume, they would be like, okay, this person has the skills that we are looking for, and they could take you more seriously. Okay, now your resume is the first thing they see, but if there are certain things that are in your resume, certain skills that you already have before coming into the job, they are more likely, before applying for the job rather, they are more likely to give you that role, because they believe that they won't have to spend a fortune training you. A lot of managers right now, a lot of hiring managers are not really looking for people to train from scratch. Now, if you already have the skills they are looking for, this gives you an edge that you desperately need, especially if you're trying to land your first job. Now, you need to take online courses, take training programs. Another great thing about taking these online training courses is that the people that you meet in the process of this kind of trainings or courses are most likely people that are already in the industry, that might even help you land your first job as a professional here. Now, that is something you don't want to take lightly. You need to network as well. It's also a great opportunity to network, and don't lose the opportunity. If you see yourself in the midst of a couple of people that are already in the roles that you're interested in, you could just like connect with them, chat with them, keep up, and then make sure that you keep talking with them over time. They might actually help you get the job. Now, I acknowledge that it is actually not easy. Getting a job in Canada is challenging. I am actually aware of that. But you know, while you are doing all of the things I already told you in this particular video, trying to upskill yourself and everything, you might want to consider getting a part-time job just to keep your pocket going, because you're in a new country, and if you don't have money, you don't want to be on the streets. Okay, you need to still do things that you need to do. So if you might consider wanting to get a part-time job or one of easier jobs to get, so that you can keep your pocket going and you can make enough money to survive in the meantime while you do all of the other things to get the professional job or career that you're interested in. I hope this video is helpful to you. I kind of wanted to make this video because I feel like it might be helpful to somebody, especially if you're looking to come to Canada, or you're looking for a job, or you're just trying to find a good job. It's challenging, but I believe that you will succeed. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye guys.